no matter how this election goes, you're going to have some pissed off people. It's going to split the country. The last time this happened was in 1860. We had two presidents, right. Abraham Lincoln, North, the one from the South.
Jefferson Davis, yep.
They both got the equal amount of votes. It split it. And so it took a civil war to find out Jefferson Davis in the South wasn't going to stand for it.
Be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And my friend Mike Craven, who's from Louisville, he's a Republican candidate for Congress here in Louisville. He's joined us.
Really?
Oh, wonderful. Welcome.
These three gentlemen over here, Peter Hayes, James Harrison, and Norm Davis, these three got together and started this. This is the page. This is the pledge that I was reading. And this is where you sign. We ask you to sign over here. Just name, last name, email, and zip code. That's it. And if you have any comments, we have a podcast. Really listen to it. We have the summary of it, but they're all just 10 minutes each. So could you explain about the song, Reverend Fannie?
My name is Reverend Fannie Smith. I am a current member of the Rainbow Push Coalition, American Clergy Leadership Conference, Women's Federation for World Peace, Power of Women. Certainly work with Mama Joy, and I plan on working with the Democratic National Convention here, as well as Reverend Jackson. Pray for him and his sickness. Hopefully that God will give us the grace to get through these next few months. I love to sing, and whenever I get an opportunity, and I think this is so appropriate, this song that I know you heard many times. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Pretty good.
Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our fathers, brothers all are we. Let me walk with my brothers in perfect harmony. Let there be peace with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Thank you so much for listening.
St. Francis Assisi song.
Yes, exactly.
Fannie, that was beautiful. I like it.
That was
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Thank you for being here.
This election peace pledge, and it's very prophetic because literally 4 or 5 months ago, the three of us came together, and we were concerned that no matter who won the election, at that time it was Trump and Biden, that there could be political violence. And we were about to release it actually the very week that assassination attempt on former President Trump. So obviously it's as important then as it is now. Wow, the fact that we're in a situation where we have to disavow political violence, but we've seen it happen in the last two elections, and we need to really get back that civil discourse. Like tonight, we can come on, and have conservative Republicans with Rainbow Push folks. We're all promoting peace and love, so we can treat each other civilly.
So this kind of peace pledge seems to me that most people would not have a problem signing a pledge not to get physically violent. But there are factions of people that may be the ones who decide to get violent on either side. How is this going to affect that? Right.
The reason people are violent is because somebody sold them an idea and they accepted it. It's a matter of repeating. We got a grant from Google, $10,000 to actually promote this. So we're getting it out there. First of all, getting some awareness, because I haven't seen anything like that. I haven't seen an ad,
Good
anybody
idea.
even doing this. I don't see the bipartisan activity.
Let me give a brief introduction to Mike Craven. So Mike Craven is a community activist, and like me, he's worked a lot with Democrats and Republicans, and he's running for Congress. He's a very strong Catholic, Knights of Columbus. And so, Mike, what attracted you to this election peace pledge, and why do you think it's needed in our country?
When you turn your back on God, you become a godless nation. We're going down that road right now. You see it. It's in our streets. It's in our schools. It's everywhere. We need to turn this thing around. Now, that's the reason why I'm getting involved in this. I'm going to make a video next week, kicking my campaign off, and I'm going to put this in it. That I did sign this, and that we need to sign this. And then we need to get both major parties to sign up on this. The mudslinging needs to stop. Your voting record speaks for itself. Lie all you want. And I want to stop selling our children's future off to the highest bidder. China, Russia, and Saudi Arabia. $35 trillion debt. That's one of four debts. China is selling our debt off to the highest bidder every Friday. And the Federal Reserve is selling that debt off to the highest bidder every Friday. You can get the website and go onto it and watch them sell it off.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Mama Joy, what's your thoughts?
And see, the movement that we're talking about here is one of a spirit, which connects us all. So many people do not even understand what being a citizen of the United States is.
That's true.
They've taken civics out of the school,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and really no teaching at all on what a citizen is and the power. I mean, just none. Anything that they do is connected to taking a test, not applying any to the reality of their American citizenship and being a participant in the process. They don't even understand the process. Tap into what Brother Mike spoke on, and that is to formulate a plan of having God put back into the school, not on the basis of a religion, but just the basis of the supreme power and the authenticity of the existence of the creator of us all. Get some little pledge cards that I can pass out to the people and have an opportunity to speak to them on it, and the need for us to become more active and proactive, participating in this place called America. Whatever it is that we may think about her, she's ill, she's sick, but she's home. And so we need to be about the business of bringing healing to our home.
If you look at the pledge, part of it is the Mama Joy civic engagement, getting involved. It really should be a duty of every American to get.
Absolutely.
Actually, about 65% of American people are either not registered or don't vote, and that's kind of scary. And if people are contemplating, what's this peace pledge, at least it gets them thinking and talking about it.
And we're losing too many of our children. In my community, you just walk through and you just see flowers on this post, flowers on that post. It's very disturbing. And because of the segregation of communities, it makes you feel that no one cares, or there's no hope. And that's not so. I'd like to be a part of this.
It's a good concept. Like Joy said, if there were some kind of cards, people who were inspired could go and share this with people very easily, because it's something that most people would probably relate to. I could go down to the state, the Capitol, tell everybody down there about this idea, because this is an idea that people would, I think, get inspired by from either side. I don't tell people who I vote for, because usually the people that I might have surrounding me closely have opposite viewpoints of mine. So I wouldn't have many friends if I just told people what I thought all the time. I will share on a more calm level different ways to be able to tell someone what I think or what I feel about certain subjects without trying to tread on them. This kind of thing is totally bipartisan. That's what we should be doing, is bringing two sides together.
Very good.
Most of Americans are not in these extremes, actually. The far right and the far
Right.
left. there is a moderate group somewhere in the middle. There's like 43%, they call them the silent tribe. And they are all looking really for a solution. So we have to find a universal language to talk to them.
Right.
Peter started off speaking about the small group. You cannot overlook the power that is in the small group. I've learned the power of unity. I like to think of ourselves as valuable fine wine that's rich and have a great deal to offer at this particular time in our lives. Having a card with specific things on it, pledge peace for me, for my health, pledge peace for my family, pledge peace for my community. Our nation is ill, she's sick. We all can see that. So the pledge, even though it is being tailored for this particular event, this is something that should be custom made so we can embrace it in our hearts and continue beyond the election. And it will be the kind of election that we are making a personal election for a better country, a better nation, so that that voice will have an opportunity to grow. That will be the message. And we'll be together supporting each other with that message.
Yeah, Mike, what do you think about it? Some of the deep political divisions that we see now that we didn't see really in our history.
The last election and this one is the worst two, and no matter how this election goes, you're going to have some pissed off people, and it's going to split the country. That's just all there is to it now. I mean, I see it coming. No matter how this baby goes, and this is going to be the closest one ever. And believe it or not, it could come down to the House of Representatives. This happened before. The election was so close you couldn't call it. You could not call it. The last time this happened, okay, was in 1860. We had two presidents. They both were from the state of Kentucky. They both were.
That's right.
Abraham Lincoln, North,
And
you got the one from the South.
Jefferson Davis, yep.
Jefferson Davis.
Jefferson
They both
Davis.
were state of Kentucky. They both got the equal amount of votes. It split it, and so it took a civil war to find out who it was because even though they gave it to Lincoln, Jefferson Davis in the South wasn't going to stand for it, and they didn't, and so you had the Civil War.
Well, you had the secession.
It split the country, but I'm telling you, this is going to be a very, very, very high contested election.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be very ugly. It's going to be very physical.
Well, one thing we can do is instead of like being against something,
Before something.
right, being for something. 50s maybe. That was the last time America was about family values, really.
Right.
And it just dwindled after that,
Right.
Basically little by little by little by little by little.
Oh yeah.
Imagine like having thousands of ads about how there's love in the family,
Right.
showing us how a son sacrificed for his father, or a husband sacrificed for his wife.
Right.
These story. I saw amazing sacrifice. A father who's doing 3 jobs. I mean, non-stop work to take care of his son, who again is with his wife. Is not even with him.
Right.
He supports silently without any expectation.
Right. But if somebody asked me something, I told them the truth.
Tell them the truth.
I didn't sugarcoat it, and I didn't water it down. Sometimes they didn't like it, but later on in life, they came back and thanked me for telling them the truth. I never lied to them. I never buddied up with them to get a vote. That's the problem we have here. Butter somebody up and lying, going with the lie to get a vote. Then later on, they come back and say, "You told me this was me, and you all along was a lie." Well, you have to answer to God for that. And we do have a creator and maker, and we live this world. We will answer to a just judge. This will happen. You can't stop it.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling you, you don't judge, you don't condemn, you don't talk about anybody, you don't mock nobody. You just tell the truth. And and that's all
That's
you have
right.
to do.